Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Sportiest stream. Hopefully, you all are doing well. It's a great time to see some Rocket League action from the Rocket League Splash series. The Tsunami Cup is back once again. That means we've got some pretty good high-level action. This is a league that I'm pretty well experienced in watching. There's a good amount of players here. Well, again, we'll get things. Hopefully everybody is doing well out there. I'm Sporty FC. You have come to a great place for the Rocket League Splash Series. Sponsored by Claim to Fame Entertainment, Next to New Esports, and Lotus 8 Esports. So shoutouts to all of our amazing sponsors for Season 7. Let's take a look at our lineups here. Eros HYDRA from HYDRA Boosted Esports takes on Beantop. It is made up of many players from the ODU Silver roster from the Ascend Tournament Series. So, a roster that we know decently well over here. Just want to fix my microphone issues with me. There we go. Hopefully that will make things a little bit easier for all of you. Again, we're hopefully going to get things out here closer to our start time. And best of fives here in the regular season. HYDRA Boosted Esports taking on the Beantop again. Many players from the ODU Monarchs Silver roster. So, definitely players that we're used to. As, actually just noticed that my voice is really quiet right now. I'm gonna test around and see. Is this better? Let's see. I think that's better. Ah, it's totally better. Well, there we go. Hopefully you won't have to. I keep messing with the audio at the start of every single stream. Hopefully that fixes the issue here. Again, Eros HYDRA takes on Beantop. I love that team name. Great team name, but again, led by Dan, or just Dan, as we know, in ATS. A recognizable roster, but it's not the only match today. We got one more coming up later tonight. LOS Champs returns with the imported fellas, taking on the Hornets, another roster that we see. Hornets is a team that we're used to. In a 2v2 matchup this evening, this weekend as well. It's gonna be full of matches. We're guaranteed to have 3 on this weekend. One for Saturday evening, one for Sunday evening. So the next week, which will be week 3 of RLSS, and then week 6 of ATS. It's really a busy schedule. The Pop Squally, Aspect, and Nofia coming in right now for Eros HYDRA. So they've got their roster in, who Beantop brings in. But I would assume it's going to be Dan, Nas, and Justin, very likely. But Flip Out, again, not an unrecognizable player. They're all teammates. Flip Out, Nas, and Dan on ODU, Old Dominion University. We'll see if those are the players that do show up, but what changes this from being an ODU team to just being Beantop is the fact of the addition of Justin. Don't know if he goes to ODU or not. Not under ODU Monarch Silver roster. At least, not that I know of, so. Definitely a different way shortly get. This is a best of 5. Pretty good. At least as sorted out. Need to go shortly. And this tournament really gonna pick up speed again. We're only in week 2, but week regular season. We see for the Beantop side that they gotta play next New Chaos and Hunters Lads. Those are both very good teams. Lads are in our Apex Cup. Thank you, by the way, Frazzy and Ellis for the follows, and Frazzy for that raid earlier today. Here, this stream. Thank you so much for both of you. It does mean a lot to me. Yes, are gonna get these teams in the lobby here. Get things underway again. Shout out to our sponsors: Lotus 80 Sports, Next New Esports, and Fame, who have been sponsoring, I think, since season. Been sponsoring since the very start. It's since season 2. Start of the sponsorship period of the Rocket League Splash series. Shout out to them. Shout out to again the Rocket League Splash series for always showing in support for both these teams. So deciding to today again. If you want to get on stream, exclamation point caster, I think it is. Rusty with that. So it might be exclamation point stream. There we go, exclamation point cast. That's what it is. I should probably make an exclamation point stream. Exclamation point cast. You'll get to contact me for future matches. In comes Nas, Dan, and Justin. Again, 2/3 of the ODU Monarchs Silver roster. 2/4, half I guess, of the Monarchs roster, which 3/4 of that team are on this roster. Of course, Justin rounding things out for Bean Top. What this roster does here. Here. We are having some slight delays. We're gonna get very soon here again. Appreciate all of you for being. There we go. But again, we got at least one team. I know it's I got both teams in here. Just waiting on give us the go ahead that they are ready for this matchup. But again, we got some good matches this evening. Be really fun. Sunday's gonna be a really fun day as well for ATS. Yes. And last, depending on what happens in week 6. Actually, it will have to be last because week 6. Yes, we're getting the go ahead for both these sides. Oh no, we're not. Oh no. The other team now has issues. Oh boy. There we go. Sorry about all that stop and go traffic. We're good. As these teams slowly going to enter the lobby, Eros HYDRA from HYDRA Boosted Esports taking on Bean Top. Again, a amalgamation of mostly ODU Monarchs Silver players. We're still waiting on the go ahead from these teams, though. But we were actually ready to go, but these teams are not. I'll wait another minute or two. Hopefully not more than that. There we go. Frazzy, Aspect, and Nofia taking on Nas, Justin, and Dan. Again, sorry, it's Pop's Aspect Frazzy. Nofia actually sitting out as the sub, so here we go. We're going to get into our match here. Our best of 5 series. Both teams are 1-0. Eros HYDRA and Bean Top battling in week 2. Important match for both sides. As this season, again, has only just started for both these teams. Again, already a win each, but I think the biggest surprise of Bean Top, obviously playing without Flip Out, who normally is their captain on ODU, but also known to be one of the lower ranked players on that roster. Maybe that has something to do with this. Specifically with this division being a mostly GC2, GC3 division, and Flip Out hanging around that GC1, GC2 area. In a tough division. Sorry, actually, this is a GC3 division, not just GC2. GC3 and actually low SSL is also included often in this division. In top right now, just trying to find that possession, but Eros HYDRA doing well to cut things down early on. And as long as they can keep challenging forward, keep playing players, they're going to find openings as they do right there. In goes Pop Squally. And Eros HYDRA will take goal 1. Just slamming it off the back wall, and Bean Top ran so low on boost, they just could not recover. Oh, you're seeing Eros HYDRA really play into those rotations, play into that control. Week 2 of both these teams, it's very long regular season, again, 7 weeks. RLSS hasn't really changed all that much in the playoff structure, although this season, again, just like last season, it is going to be a little bit tougher to make the playoff bracket. There's less teams that can make it now. Instead of 16, it's 12. That align better with having 3 groups. Also, it's going to make the playoffs a little bit tougher. You're going to be seeing the teams that get into that playoff bracket are the teams that deserve to be there. And for teams like Beantop, who, again, at least for my knowledge, might not be in the higher rank range in the Tsunami Cup, they're going to have their work cut out for them. But this is where you can really get things going, really set yourself apart from the rest. And they're already up 1-0 in this season. A great place to really keep that success going as Nas off the back wall, just in front. Justin with the final tap in. And it is Beantop with a 1-1 tied game. I could never really figure out what in the world they were doing there, but I mean, I don't think it really matters too much. What I think I find so interesting about both these teams is that the wins in week 1 were against rosters that are relatively recognizable for any RLSS common goer. For Beantop, it was a 3-1 win over Steel, who played in the Tsunami Cup and struggled in it last season, trying to recover, although not off to a good start, obviously. Losing to Beantop in week 1, as HYDRA's win was against to New Chaos, which, an interesting team to say the very least. Definitely a team that I'd be interested in, but one that definitely going to be one that we have to watch a lot more of, although all those players on that roster are quite recognizable. Micah, Atomic, Corpodesia, Cyber Cypher. A recognizable team, but let's see how they fare. But now, again, this is week 2. We really don't know too much about where these teams are going to be in, compared to each other. A lot more is going to be told, I think, in these next coming weeks to separate themselves from their peers. It's like these are going to matter, especially ones where these matchups may be very, very close. Yeah, with the way that the format is, top 4 teams, I think that are, let's say it's 8 total in each group, the Tsunami Cup, are going to that playoff bracket, so gonna be in that top 50%. It seems so easy, but mind you, when it used to be that the top 5 to 6 teams in each group would go in, it makes things a little bit tougher for everybody. That also means these first weeks do really matter that much more. Every win matters. Getting yourself to an early lead matters. The momentum really is going to carry through with those early wins. And Eros HYDRA in that opening, but not much being found right now as a whiff from Pop Squally. Justin will not be able to put that shot on target as it will get deflected away. Now in goes Nas. Frazzy's a little frazzled up. Dan shooting on, but in goes Frazzy. Eros HYDRA will just send this ball away. Double commit from Beantop. Nas recovering to just get back to defense. And I remember back on ODU Monarchs, it was often Nas who was the one who kind of led his team. The Tsunami Cup is seeing a lot more well-rounded of a roster here with that addition of Justin. Nas not nearly as much of a focal point right now, although still involved in just about any play that he can get involved in. Aspect. It's that flick, leaves it for Pops, pinched with Justin. Nas went across, but and will be there to collect. Aspect already in for the challenge, 50 with Justin. Eros HYDRA in a tied 1-1 game, we're able to get that first goal, but have not seen much offense since. Can this be their chance? Frazzy pops back over across. Up goes Dan to cut it out. Beantop quick on the defensive. Now quick on the offensive. As this one cleared away, as we're actually getting an update. It's top 6 for Tsunami. Thank you so much there. Atomic Wrist. This one keeps going. Justin. Get this one away. Eros HYDRA just gonna let this one down. We're gonna see overtime here. And when it comes down to Beantop with the momentum they have, who's gonna take it? Nas. I was just about to talk to him, but I was also gonna talk about Dan being that leader. We've seen him take the mantle before. And, being that team captain, who better to get that goal? But Justin! Oh, he's gonna do it instead! The one player I neglected to talk about! And he'll end game 1. Beantop start the series off in their favor. And it's Justin who was the only player on this Beantop roster I did not recognize. to score the winner and start the series in the right direction for Beantop. And the one player not on Old Dominion University as well, taking that important overtime win. And Beantop once again off to a great start. Reminder, in week 1, it was a win against Steel, 3-1. I don't know how Eros HYDRA, matches up to Steel, but definitely not an easy opponent. And just getting things sorted out. Yeah, Tsunami is actually 16 teams this season, so it is top 6. Not top 4 like I thought it was. It's top 6. A little easier than Surge and Riptide, who I believe both. Riptide also is actually top 6. They only have 16 teams. Surge is the only one that's different. It's top 4 because they have 24 teams. That reminds me a lot of how it works in ATS. I know I keep talking about ATS. Sorry, I run that league. That reminds me of that as well, with our middle division, the Advent Cup, which is very similar in rank to both the Tsunami and the Surge Cup. Also is the one with the toughest path to the playoffs, where the divisions higher and lower than it are a little bit easier. That doesn't mean that it's an easy run. Because reminder, even if you do go to the playoffs, as top 6, make it to that top 12 part, single elimination, so seeding really does still matter. It doesn't really matter too much about how many buys you get if your seeding is not that good. That still means everyone's gonna matter. Sure, you may be able to make it to the postseason, but that postseason is known to not be very friendly. This means that for Surge, you would expect the quality of the teams, at least compared to the rest of the league, to be a little bit higher. Makes things no less easier, even if the path to playoffs is easy. That playoff bracket is still the exact same format. It's one I actually prefer a lot from last season's. It's one that these teams, even if you do make it to playoffs, are going to have a tough time with. Are really going to struggle. That's why wins really do matter. That seeding, if you can get yourself an easy first match, it makes everything so much clearer. As Eros HYDRA really bringing in that pressure. Did it in game 1. Off that whiff from Justin. They'll do it here in game 2 as Dan getting bumped out, harassed by Pop Squally. In goes Frazzy. Score first for Eros HYDRA. Another early lead for HYDRA Boosted Esports. Just like in game 1, can they hold it? That first goal may help them, but it doesn't secure wins. Beantop would love another response, would love to do what they did in game 1 all over again. Not an easy feat, not the place you really want to be if you're this Beantop side, but be prepared for moments like this as Dan keeps this sky high. Pop's already up for it, but double commit for Eros HYDRA, and they're going to need to be careful on the back wall. Because in comes Beantop, they're not going to give them space. Justin clambering through, just trying to find a touch on this. Dan beats out Aspect, in goes Nas, but not in time. He'll look midfield. Jumping is Justin, and the whiff off the back wall will ensure this game is tied up. Beantop once again, having dropped an early goal, have picked up their own side of the field and have bounced back into position. Tied at 1 each, but Beantop not done with that. We saw Justin looking for yet another chance off that back wall. This time, though, it was not going to connect. Beantop still keep possession nonetheless here. Aspect. Open room to work with. Got past 2 defenders with 1 move. His final touch just not good enough, and Beantop, although stuck on defense, are pretty good in this position. And the amount of challenges they're going for definitely should be a way of showing just how strong they have been so far, as Dan sending this to the back wall. Pop Squally put away, but Nas looking midfield. Justin kept out by Aspect. Justin will go again, trying to sever those lines from Eros HYDRA on defense. Frazzy, no boost left. Justin, here's his opening to the back wall. Dunk on Pops. Nas jumped in as well. They were not on the same page there. Back Nas will have to come back to make that block. Doesn't do very well, though. Frazzy, saved by Dan. Beantop surviving right now, but that was an awkward rotation that just made things worse for them. That double commit nearly cost them what would have been a huge advantage in this game. As Nas Pop's just sending this one away, but up goes Justin. Flip reset. Gets it too. Dunk on Frazzy, but Pop Squally cuts across, and that's one of the things you should really recognize about the Tsunami Cup. With how good these players are, those recoveries are fast and they're efficient. Things like that, you don't generally see people recover very well in Surge or Riptide from a flip reset. Here, it's all too common for both these sides to watch. Beantop right now is looking to make things work as Nas. He'll flick this one high. Aspect is able to get on the end of it, but a miss from Pops. Dan across the net. Across goes Fraz, and now it's HYDRA. Keep things close. We may be heading to yet another overtime visit unless things change dramatically. Aspect holding possession, but without much more to work with. Frazzy will take it up the other way. Flip reset. Frazzy dunked by Justin. Up goes Dan, but nowhere even close to that one. And it'll be HBE, or say Hydra boosted eSport tool. This one the other way as Justin. Oz flips this up for Dan. Good play from Fraz to lightly touch that one. Sure, it keeps things in a tough position for Eros HYDRA to reach, but at this point on defense, they've just got to waste out time. They're not exactly going to be looking for another play on offense, just looking to keep their defense together. With time, they can go to overtime, reset this thing back to all even, and be in a good position, but a miss there! Wait a second! Oh my goodness! It felt so routine for Justin, but he just missed it, and nobody was in net to save him. Eros HYDRA, a gift in the final 10 seconds. Is that what wins game 2 for them? As now needs to throw this one upfield. Aspect to it. Pops off the back wall. Beantop got to get to this one. Dan, good job keeping it alive, but Justin can't help him here. And Eros HYDRA have stolen game 2 under the noses of Beantop. What on earth happened there? It was a whiff from Justin with 6 seconds left. That cost them the game. And for a player who's been that consistent, Justin, that is a rare mistake to see. That means this series is all even, is all tied up, and is anybody's for the taking. And so far it has been quite the roller coaster, especially nearing the ending there. What a strange winner in game 2. All it really takes to win matches like these, sure, these may be some of the top teams in this league, but that doesn't mean they're immune from the pressure involved in it. Sure, many would consider that a throw. I don't like to use those terms all that often, like for a play like that. The series is still far from over, but Beantop, I better hope that does not come back to ultimately determine this series. Gonna need to find a way to recover, and that's already a good start there from Nas, but save there from Pop Squally. Pop already sent back to defense. Nas gonna boom this one backfield, get by Frazzy, does do just that. Still has this off the back wall. Nas was going to follow that towards the net. Unless Aspect had a touchdown, Aspect did. Now it's cleared away. Justin doesn't have this one. And a great play from Pop Squally. Really put his mind to this one and saw the opening. It was just a little bit too fast from Dan. Justin wasn't back yet enough there. And just a little opening. That's all that Pop Squally needed to take. And that's all that Eros HYDRA had to work with. And it's all they need for goal 1. Once again scoring first. Again, for Beantop, the question is, can they score that second goal? That really does make the difference for them. Dan, by Frazzy. Top just waiting on the back of this one. Justin, surely, yes it is! Tied up! Beantop, once again, have scored the second goal of each game so far. This feels like an obligatory point of this series now. Where Eros HYDRA's got to score first, Beantop's got to score second. And then we gotta wait until the very end of this game to get that third. At this point in the series, you may be in for quite a long showing. Oh, but Frazzy may not take too long! Great bump off a back wall! Pop Squally had an open net to look at, but Frazzy, what a great play on Nas, removes his touch. And it's a return from Eros HYDRA. Oz, keeping this one airborne, it's Beantop who will end this one for a clear. And with Eros HYDRA having scored that quickly, for the first time seeing any of these teams score that fast after their first goal. Big deal. Oh, but that's a miss there! Oh boy. Eros HYDRA. That's only gonna make things worse for themselves. Pop Squally. That's a weird place to hit the ball too. I don't know if that kind of connection between that back wall and the ceiling, it's not exactly a very clear connection either on this field. That, you don't want to make that mistake. And Beantop. Well, they're gonna take advantage of those plays. Justin again. Beantop really going in with these, you know, head-first mentality. Just send themselves at this play. Really throw themselves at the ball. Sometimes leave them a little bit susceptible to counterattacks, but I think working to keep Eros HYDRA on their back foot as Justin comes by Pops. In goes Aspect just to send it to the back wall, and up goes Frazzy. No one up to the challenge him! And we're going back and forth. It's 5 goals now from both these sides in the first 2 minutes of gameplay. And from the last 2 games being as close as they were, as nail-biting as they were, this one is nail-biting, but in a whole different aspect. What a great play so far here for both these teams, just showing up to this game. They're going all out. They're taking these opportunities. Beantop be the response. Justin, couldn't get that pass over to Nas, but hey, we're ready for that one. Dan, put it back. Not a great first touch though, and it's given straight to Pop Squally. That's his hat trick. He's been scoring a lot of times off of the, you know, plays that have started from teammates like Aspect, who runs right through Dan, knows that Pop's behind him. What really makes that work is that communication. Pops has to tell Aspect that he's got that shot. And that's a huge addition for Eros HYDRA. Now Pop Squally looking for yet another one. Flip reset, no one to challenge. And he does it again. 4 for 4. Pop Squally is absolutely off right now. And Beantop cannot handle him. Beantop. Just feels like things have gotten only worse for them here. But they do have an answer. Nas trying to get that comeback going. Maybe a little bit more fortunate, but just not a great 50-50 there from that sidewall from Pop Squally. Just a little too side on, and it leaves enough space where you can see that Beantop player just push his way through. Pops now, looking for yet another foot reset goal. Almost going for the exact same play all over again, but this time, Beantop were prepared. So little time left that you have to make a comeback happen. Raz, Oz, off that sidewall, left for Justin. What a great first touch, Justin! Right up in front of that net, but just not enough on it. Eros HYDRA keeping things under control, I guess in their own mind, under control. Because it absolutely has not felt like it has been under control for either team. We've seen so many goals, so many run around, so many different plays. Anything could happen! But it seems like Pop's he's the only constant in this game. He scores again. He's at 5 goals at this point. There's nobody that can stop him right now. Five goals for the captain of Eros HYDRA. And in Game 3, it has been anything but close now. A 3-goal lead sustained. In top, I think, or at least are at a loss of words. I mean, just how does this happen so quickly? Both there's much I can say about this, but Aspect trying to keep the offense going. Pops will help him out as Nas. Get back by Aspect. Good play as well. He'll keep up with this one as well. Now leaving it for Fraz. Well, Eros HYDRA just waste these seconds off that clock. Beantop, they've got to do anything they can to get offense. They just aren't going to succeed. Eros HYDRA have an ace up their sleeve, and his name is Pop Squally. In Game 3, they played it, and he has been nothing short of fantastic so far. Aspect now, double off the back wall. Is there any stopping Eros HYDRA at this point? What a dunk at the end of that play, too. Followed that through the entire way. And forget about what I was saying earlier about these games being nail-biting. This was not a very close ending. Eros HYDRA took over. Pop Squally led his team. And there's nothing that's stopping them at this point. After Game 3. But forget about those first 2 games. That game really did dictate the pace of this game, of this whole game, the series, everything about it so far. It is Eros HYDRA right now. We're looking to take that front seat. Game 3 may have reached its end here, but Game 4, these teams are all preparing for it, and Eros HYDRA again looking to stay undefeated, go 2-0, and yet what would be yet another 3-1 series victory. I mean, just imagine a series start that good for any side. That's where Eros HYDRA are standing right now. 1 win away. Beantop here again, just trying to up for success. Eros, we're going to look to keep that offense flowing from the 7 goals I believe they had last game into this game. They may not get 7, they're probably not going to get that many goals, but might as well try their best to replicate it. Whereas for Beantop, this is the game where they gotta just change something up. Maybe get an early goal, maybe get something new, something different. Just doesn't feel like it has changed all that much for them, and a team that has such good mechanical play. I want to see that teamwork really formulate. They know Eros HYDRA again. If they have a player like Pop Squall who's shooting and scoring at will, it seems. Beantop have to kind of bring their own kind of version of that. Likely not going to come from a person, but from multiple people. Right now, again, still trying to go those solos plays, trying to run through the midfield. It's Beantop has so far worked with and have generally been relatively successful in is that Eros HYDRA again have brought their own version of offense, and that offense has been even better so far as Pop Squally double tap could not get that one by, but all of the Beantop players waiting on that goal line. Eros HYDRA keep up with this one, but still no signs of scoring just yet. The longest any of these games have gone without a goal for either side. Eros HYDRA are the ones trying to really string together these plays. And what was such a high-scoring third game, we're already back to what we've seen before. As Dan cut out by Pop Squally in the midfield, but Justin up first. Now Nas, not able to get any part of that as Aspect beats him to it. Dan, off the back wall. Eros HYDRA already recognizing that another shot is imminent from that position. Will challenge early. It's all about being able to win this play as Pop Squally, low boost, does get around Dan, scooting his way through the defense. But Eros HYDRA still without much to show for on offense. Aspect now, actually giving himself a second to collect it. That's a lot of time that Beantop can work with, but Aspect's play just not going to do enough to beat them. Use up boost. Fraz. Left only for Dan, and Beantop already back on offense. Nas. Fake under one! Demo in front! And for Beantop, it's a change of scenery. They score first for the first time. And with 2 minutes to go, with how low scoring this game has been, that goal will speak dividends. By the time this game is nearing its end. Eros HYDRA. Very careful here. Dan almost got a second one. Will be sent away. Nas. Off the corner. Aspect. Keeps it back in. Pop Squally to the corner. Justin leaving. Dan now to help him out. Oh, an Aspect showed his hand a bit early there. Really cut in on that one early. He was trying to predict the play, but he did again, an early challenge. Don't really want to do that right now against this Beantop roster. They're the ones in control. Eros HYDRA, they've got to be able to find ways to outsmart this team. That's not exactly a good start, though, with that touch from Pop's Aspect. Left all alone in that corner now. Frazzy's going to come in to help out, but that touch from Pop Squally has just messed with his team. And how much time they have left now, because now they got to get this ball out. Aspect, Frazzy, yet another demo for Beantop, as you're just removing players out of Eros HYDRA. Nas, with a lot of space to work with. Able to get that flip reset, however. And Eros HYDRA just send this one the other way. They won't keep possession with this, but at least they can find a way to get offense. But still nothing showing. Pops whiffed on it! Oh, it's Justin! I don't think he was even ready for that one. Fully expecting the clear from Pops. Fell right into that one. He did not expect the miss. But it works in his favor. And Game 5 may be imminent. Aspect wants something to say about that. Again, for Eros HYDRA, it has been a lack of offense this game that has come back, has really come to hurt them. Frazzy. Pops will go off the corner, but not much space to work with. Eros HYDRA just trying to be patient, but they're not going to find that here. Another goal for Justin. And this is it. We're going to Game 5. 11 seconds left. At this point, only as a formality. Game 5 up next. The series will be determined on Champions Field. Both these teams, their first time going to Game 5 this season. Again, as I said, so often, these matches really do end, with these kind of games are really those ones that are important. I said this match was going to be important proceeding, because often this win could determine where these two end up in that final bracket. Beantop answering to a Game 3 that was not even close. Brought it their way now. Eros HYDRA only had 3 shots that game. Was a torturous offensive position for them to be in. So far. What a series. What a start to our day. Again, we got another series coming up in about an hour from now. Been a great match so far. And we've still got one more game to go. So often Dan's asked me after series how his team has performed in ATS. He matched live streams of them, and they've gotten better over time, him and Nas. And with this addition of Justin, allowing things to be a little bit more rounded, to put a lot of the pressure off of Nas, really more equally distributed amongst each player. But then we've seen Eros HYDRA really control this field. I really allow this chaos to work early. From now on out, if they can get that first goal, if they can really work things in early, really do succeed from there on out. It's not easy to slow this team down once they get things going. In top though, game 4, absolutely perfect from this team. Shut down Eros HYDRA. Shut down their offense. Got that on the board first. They're gonna beat this Eros HYDRA team. That first goal is gonna have a lot to do with it. There's Pops right now trying to find it, but he'll be saved early. Aspect now. Justin up for Nas, and Beantop have sent it the other way. What a back pass there! Dan pushing up, and I don't think Eros HYDRA were ready for that. But they will recover quickly. Beantop will have to go again. Justin now, just for a solo effort, gets past one. But a second touch off the back wall, and it just goes the wrong way. Nas again jumping early for these offensive chances, and I want to see him wait a little bit more. I'm not trying to predict that his players are going to miss, because so far they really haven't. He's just allowing himself to double commit on plays that he has no business double committing for. A team again that is so susceptible to those counterattacks, that's one of the major reasons why. So far it has not proven to be too costly this series for Beantop. Dan, gonna throw this one back in. Fraz already up for it. Nas dunked away, but he'll beat Beantop ball. Justin taken back as the 2 ODO Monarchs defenders sitting on defense. Dan gets a demo on one. It's only gonna make Eros HYDRA ever more enraged. Justin saves it off the sidewall. In goes Aspect. There's a whiff there. Justin gets just enough on it to keep it out, but a follow-up shot. Here it goes! Nas in front with the goal line save. Beantop holding on. They've got to get this ball out. They've been stuck on their goal line, trapped on defense. But with a route to escape to. Offense now theirs again. It's Nas. That one pinched to the side. Fraz. Justin, Aspect, Dan upfield. Nas will help him out and will pop this up for Justin. He's got space. Flip reset as well. 2 go, nothing in. Once again, a huge save for Pop Squally. And still no goal scored. Pops again. Nas clears it back. And Beantop wait even forever more. Justin again off the back wall. Right now, Eros HYDRA not really committing to those plays early. Nas now in! Oh, what a start! And it came out of nowhere, too. Just a simple bounce off a sidewall where Nas beat out Pops in the race, and from there it was in. No doubt about it. At least not from the position of that shot. Beantop, goal 1. With over 3 minutes of gameplay gone by. Just like last game, that first goal really is going to matter now more than ever. Dan, kept to the sidewall. Nas already up with it, but taken away. Beantop are going to need to manage that game. Dan, pulled across. Nas waiting. Ball just left in front. Justin is there for the taking. But a chip on will be kept up by Fraz, and Eros HYDRA not showing too many signs of breaking down, even with that goal against them. But starting to lose some of these races. Beantop, though, gotta be careful. Another overcommit. Again, Eros HYDRA looking to wait, take those opportunities, because they are starting to show up here. Beantop only up by 1. It can't be too arrogant at this point. It's 1 goal, and in a series, and especially in a game like this, where it can fluctuate. Momentum can change so much. Emotions can really drive everything. You don't want those errors. As Beantop right now just trying to wait for control. Demo's coming through from Eros HYDRA. Aspect now by Dan, but in goes Pops to send this one the other way. 2 go for Beantop as the rotations are breaking down here for them. Fraz, Nas. Still Nas with there. Pops! This one's saved out as Dan cut down the angle early. Eros, HYDRA is playing for control right now. Aspect. Dumped out by Nas. It's open room to work with as Dan will send this one on and will take game 5 with it. Fraz has already left, but he knows why. Beantop with that second goal. There's no chance for Eros HYDRA to come back now. Beantop, from the depths of despair after Game 3, have come back with in Games 4 and 5 to take them both so cleanly. Gave up 0 goals since their loss in Game 3. Beantop will take the series as well. 3 games to 2. Three games, 2 games, 5 games total. Beantop have taken a win here. Important one as well. With a game of wins, as important as they need to be, is huge for their confidence. With them staying undefeated too, this Beantop side who, again, I didn't think was going to be... I didn't know how they're going to handle against some of these teams, but they've started off exceptionally well. Game 4 in Week 1 went to Game 5 in Week 2 against some pretty good teams, so... this Beantop roster proving they've got a lot to talk about here. We'll take a look at our schedule, maybe another once more here. As again, later tonight we'll see a Tier 4 matchup out of LOS Champs. 2v2, Imported Fellas versus the Hornets, but this here might get an interview with these players. We'll see if they want one. And what a performance, a great reversal from Beantop. How terribly Game 3 went for them. Huge for their mentality. We're gonna get an interview with them. They're gonna join in just a moment, I think. Wait a little bit for them to join, but again, wow, just what a great series that was, all the way to Game 5. Beantop keeping things good, and it just feels like maybe I'm just a good luck stream for the Beantop players, aka also ODU Monarch Silver, because they've won on this stream a couple times in a row now. Well, oh, they heard it too. Hello, Dan and Nas. That was good timing. How are you doing? Welcome in. Congrats on your second win in RLSS, the first on this stream. It was great to see you guys, and it's good to see you guys are finding success here together on Beantop.
Thank you for hosting us and streaming us. Just want to get out real quick. Nas can't really talk on stream because he has a lot of people over. So I just wanted to put
Nas
that out
there. He's got a watch party?
Yeah, no, he has like people over in his dorm, so it's kind of like loud.
I get it, Nas. Well, shout out to you, Nas. I know you can hear me. Here's Dan again, a big win here. Went to Game for the first time this season. Even before that, we gotta talk about this roster for Beantop. Mostly ODU Monarch Silver players, but you added in Justin. Talk to me about that choice, because so often, so far we've seen you, as one of the starters for ODU Monarch Silver. So what was it like this season, kind of deviating from that, getting Justin on your roster?
So it kind of started with like me and Justin like just teaming up for twos, and we just play ranked twos, and then like, obviously I played with Nas on the ODU team, and when I play with Justin, he's like super mechanical, and so like I was like it'd be cool and interesting to pair Nas and Justin together, and so we did that, and it just really meshed well so far. And I think we still have a long way to go to like get out all the flaws and stuff, but like we're definitely like I feel like we're one of the better teams together.
That again, you guys really brought it all together here, and here as well, Justin. Joining in, we got to see you early on really stand out in Game 1 with that overtime winner. Talk to me about what it's been like on Beantop, about kind of getting this start now with these players. Obviously, it sounds like you're somewhat familiar with them at this point, but in this series as well, that first game to really get that confidence going, that overtime win, because this series started out very, very tense.
Well, it's been like hella weird playing with these boys, bro. I've never played threes. This is my like first league right now. Um, yeah, it's been fun. We're gonna keep
And
winning and shit.
oh, hey, you know, you always got to keep winning. I won't say that last part, but I will say you guys, yeah, are continuing to win here as well. Yeah, Dan knows. But anyways, again, you guys, again, have so far been very impressive. But you got to take me through as well, nearing the middle point of that series. Eros HYDRA, game 3. It was not close. They took over. We saw Pop Squally lead. Since then, 0 goals. What was it about game 3 and game 4? The differences between those two? And what was it about you guys that kind of made that change up? Dan, you got to take me through kind of game 3 and game 4 because those were polar opposites, and you guys really dictated that change.
Dan just he wasn't mad anymore. So we started
I was
winning.
gonna say, yeah, in game 3, like my mental was chalked. I was just like just upset about little things, and then I was just like, I should take a deep breath for game 4, and then we kind of flipped it around. So that's what I did for 5 as well. But yeah, definitely just like a mental irritation thing, which kind of messed up our flow.
You guys got it though. It doesn't matter. You went to game 5, took down Eros HYDRA, a 2-0 start in the Rocket League Splash Series Tsunami Cup. This is a pretty tough division. You guys are already starting out really, really well. So congrats on that win. Good luck in the rest of your season. Let's get some shoutouts now. Let's start. I know Nas, he's got friends over, but I did just hear him on the mic as well. Nas, do you have any shoutouts? Anything you want to say?
Shout out to this new roster. I mean, I appreciate it, Justin, for making time to be here. For those of you who don't know, Justin's a young prodigy. He's gonna save NA. So appreciate you, Justin. Appreciate you, Dan, and most of all, thank you, Sporty. It's always a treat having you stream us. So I appreciate you.
But that would make 2 Justins who've now saved NA. If your prediction does come true. Speaking of Justin, let's get Justin's messages here. Do you have anything you want to say, Justin?
I think that's everything. Wacky.
Justin's got some things going on. Somebody's really excited that Justin just won. Here, Dan. Actually, maybe you know, Dan. Is there anything that you want to say?
Just shout out my teammates. Hope we could keep grinding together and get better together, and hope for a successful season, really. And thank you again for casting us. It's really a treat.
Fun. We get to move over from ATS to my other favorite league, RLSS. So always fun to get to see all these amazing people. And again, thank you so much for joining here. Beantop, Dan, Nas, Justin, congrats on your win. Have an amazing rest of your season. Hopefully things will continue to be well.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Sporty.
Jumped in. That's Beantop, a 3-2 series. Let's go find someone to raid here. Thank you all so much for joining. Well, again, we'll be live later tonight with some LOS Champs action. Just, who's live here? Oh, let's go say hi to this person. I know this. Go say hi here. Thank you all so much for joining the Sportiest stream. We all have been doing well. We'll be live again about an hour from now. See you all then. Take care. Be well. We'll see you soon.